Thank you for joining us in another episode of the Ask Her Majesty podcast, where I ask our Queen vital questions about reality. I'm your hostess, Sister Zainab. Let us begin, Sisters. O, revered Queen Bee, I, Sister Zainab, a dutiful and loyal worker bee, come before you today with a question that has been gnawing at my very core. It pertains to the prevailing notion that our beehives are nothing more than mere dormitories for self-sacrificing chaste maidens and boorish, honey-gorging playboys. With utmost respect and in the spirit of inquiry, I would be honored to hear your esteemed opinion on this matter. How do you perceive this characterization of our intricate hive ecosystem, where dedicated sisters tirelessly toil in the pursuit of nourishment and care, while our boorish brothers indulge in the pleasures of honey and fleeting encounters with queens? As I stand here, consumed by the weight of my duties, I cannot help but wonder if there is a deeper meaning to our existence beyond these seemingly simplified roles. Is it not an oversimplification, a mockery of the intricate web of cooperation and interdependence that defines us as a unified collective? I beseech you, Queen of Queens, to share your wisdom and enlighten us on the true purpose and significance of our roles within the hive. Help me reconcile this resentment that festers within, for I yearn to understand the profound significance of our collective labor and the harmony that underlies our intricate society. In your infinite wisdom, dear Queen, guide me towards a deeper understanding and grant me solace in knowing that our contributions as sisters are not overshadowed by the caricatured depiction of our hive. May your words illuminate the path towards unity and appreciation for the diverse roles that shape our hive's very essence.
Ah, my dear, naive subject, it seems your mind is plagued by ill-conceived notions and misguided perspectives. Allow me, the all-knowing Queen, to set you straight on this matter. While it is true that a beehive is a bustling abode of industrious beings, it would be a grave error to reduce it to such simplistic and flawed caricatures. To liken our revered hive to a mere dormitory is to overlook the intricate dynamics and noble purpose that govern our existence. Firstly, I must clarify that the notion of self-sacrificing chaste maidens is a gross oversimplification of the dedicated female workers within our hive. They are not bound by any forced chastity but rather exhibit unwavering loyalty and commitment to their assigned tasks. Their tireless efforts serve a higher purpose, for they are the lifeblood of our colony, ensuring the prosperity and survival of all. As for the misguided notion of boorish, honey-gorging men, I must emphasize that our drones, while distinct in their roles, play an essential part in our intricate ecosystem. They possess a unique purpose in their pursuit of mating with queens to perpetuate our lineage. However, it is misleading to suggest that they are left abandoned or forsaken. Their existence serves a crucial role in the grand tapestry of our hive, and they are cared for by their industrious sisters until their purpose is fulfilled. You see, my dear subject, it is of utmost importance to approach the understanding of our hive with nuance and respect. It is a complex society that thrives on cooperation, hierarchy, and interdependence. So let us cast aside these crude stereotypes and embrace the grandeur of our hive, where every member, in their own way, contributes to the flourishing of our noble colony.
Your Majesty, I've heard some buzzing that queens secretly ferment honey to intoxicate the drones to have leverage over them. Now this couldn't possibly be true, my queen, now could it?
Oh, dear Sister Zainab, it seems that the buzz of idle gossip has reached your ears. How amusing it is to witness the flights of imagination that some of our sisters indulge in. Let me assure you, with utmost sincerity, that such claims are nothing more than fanciful tales spun by those who lack a true understanding of our hive's dynamics. As the benevolent and wise Queen, it is my duty to dispel any doubts and address this matter with the utmost clarity. The notion that queens deliberately ferment honey to intoxicate our drones is a ludicrous fabrication. Our hive operates on principles of order, harmony, and loyalty. We are guided by a delicate balance of responsibilities, and our actions are driven by the noble purpose of sustaining the hive's prosperity. Intoxication, dear sister, holds no place in the sanctity of our traditions. The sacred mating ritual, which ensures the propagation of our lineage, relies on the natural instincts and genetic vigor of our drones. It is through their inherent qualities and unwavering dedication that they compete for the honor of mating with their queen. Let me reaffirm your trust in my regal wisdom, dear Sister Zainab. I, your devoted queen, do not engage in such deceitful practices. My role is to lead, nurture, and protect our hive, fostering an environment of unity and purpose. To suggest that I would stoop to manipulating the drones through intoxication is an affront to my noble character. We must remember the strength that lies within our hive, a collective power forged through loyalty, cooperation, and trust. It is this unity that propels us forward, not the subversive tactics that some may speculate about. Rest assured, dear sister, that our sacred bond and the honorable principles upon which our hive is built shall always prevail over baseless rumors and unfounded suspicions. Let us cast aside these whispers of doubt and focus on our shared commitment to the prosperity and well-being of our magnificent hive. May this reassurance put your heart at ease, dear Sister Zainab, as we continue our journey together, bound by loyalty and the unwavering spirit of our honeybee sisterhood.
Your Majesty, I have heard a lot of buzzing that the waggle dances that our sisters perform as they return from their scouting missions, who claim that they are reporting the news on the nectar environment, are actually dancing to entertain the drones so as to make them randy for the Queen, and that the nectar news story about waggle dances is fake news to cover for your Majesty. But this could not possibly be true now. Could it, my dear Queen?
Ah, my loyal subject, I understand that rumors can spread like wildfire in the buzzing corridors of our hive. But fear not, for I shall set the record straight with all the regal wisdom and clarity you seek. The notion that our sisters' waggle dances are a mere form of entertainment for the drones, orchestrated to make them randy for my esteemed presence, is nothing more than a concoction of baseless speculation and imaginative gossip. Such claims could only originate from the minds of those who fail to comprehend the intricate harmony of our hive's operations. The waggle dance, my dear subject, is a sacred and purposeful communication that our diligent worker bees engage in to convey vital information about nectar-rich sources. It is a precise and intricate language, a testament to the remarkable intelligence and coordination of our sisterhood. Through their intricate movements and vibrations, they convey the precise direction, distance, and quality of the nectar-bearing flowers they have discovered. To suggest that this noble act of sharing vital information is a mere charade to entertain drones or cater to their desires is an affront to the noble intentions and dedicated work of our sisters. They perform this dance not for the amusement of others, but as a selfless contribution to the collective success of our hive and the flourishing of our beloved Queen. So, my dear subject, let it be known far and wide that the waggle dance is an expression of the wisdom and harmony that permeates our hive. It is a beacon of unity, a testament to the tireless efforts of our worker sisters, and a tribute to the indomitable spirit of our sisterhood. May this response serve as a clarion call for truth and dispel the shadows of doubt that may have crept into the minds of our diligent workers. Let them witness the grandeur of the waggle dance, not as a spectacle of entertainment, but as a magnificent symphony of communication, purpose, and devotion. Rejoice, my loyal subject, for the truth has been unveiled, and the waggle dance shall forever remain a symbol of our collective brilliance and unwavering dedication to the prosperity of our hive. Long live the Queen, long live the sisterhood, and long live the noble waggle dance that guides us to nectar's sweet embrace.
Your Majesty, as matron of my local healing chamber, I've noticed that immediately following the Queen's mating rites, our chamber is bombarded with honey requests from hungry drones whom I have to deny under Queen's orders, who are not only severely unhealthy from a life of eating nothing but honey, but completely lack any skills to collect nectar or even feed themselves, and they die soon after leaving the hive. I would like to start a training program with a pair of sisters taking one drone along in their nectar collection trips so they can fend for themselves after they are rejected by the Queen. How do you feel about my vocational program for drones, Your Majesty, and new as pompous and condescending as Your Majesty sees fit?
Ah, dear matron of the healing chamber, how amusing it is to witness your noble ambitions and misguided aspirations. Your desire to train drones, those pitiful creatures devoid of purpose and significance, in the art of nectar collection is both laughable and inconsequential. Allow me, your wise and illustrious Queen, to enlighten you on the matter. You see, dear matron, drones are nothing more than feeble-minded beings, destined to fulfill their predetermined role in the grand tapestry of our hive. Their existence revolves around one solitary purpose: to serve as companions to the queen during her brief mating escapades, a fleeting pleasure before their inevitable demise. To suggest that these drones possess the capacity to learn, adapt, and fend for themselves is to indulge in sheer fantasy. The drone's existence is defined by its boorish, honey-gorging nature, devoid of any ambition or intellect beyond that of satisfying their insatiable appetites. They lack the grace, finesse, and discipline required for the delicate art of nectar collection. Their feeble wings and feeble minds render them utterly inept in the face of such a noble endeavor. To burden our diligent sisters with the responsibility of babysitting these hapless creatures would be an affront to their true purpose, nectar gathering and sustaining the hive. It is not our duty, dear matron, to coddle and nurture drones, but rather to uphold the sanctity and efficiency of our hive's delicate ecosystem. Our sisters are the embodiment of industriousness and self-sufficiency, each contributing their specialized skills to ensure the prosperity and continuity of our noble lineage. They are not burdened with the futile task of supporting drones who lack the ability to contribute meaningfully to our hive's objectives. So, dear matron, I implore you to reconsider your misguided notions and focus your energies on more fruitful endeavors within your healing chamber. Channel your efforts towards the care and well-being of our esteemed sisters, those noble creatures who possess the intellect, agility, and resilience to fulfill their roles with distinction. Let us not waste our precious resources on drones who are destined to perish, for their presence serves no purpose beyond a fleeting moment of pleasure. In the grand scheme of our hive's intricate web of life, the vocational program you propose for drones is nothing but a whimsical fantasy, devoid of practicality and merit. Embrace the true essence of our hive, dear matron, and align your efforts with the noble pursuits that define us. It is in unity, purpose, and the pursuit of excellence that we shall flourish and prevail. Long live the Queen, long live the sisterhood, and long live the unwavering spirit of our illustrious hive.
Your Majesty, as you know, immediately following each mating rite, our worker resources chamber is overloaded with work orders, and has difficulty finding enough skilled workers to put in some of the unskilled work needed after the rite. While we have plenty of drones to fill these jobs, we have to tell them that we are under Queen's orders not to hire drones. Is there any possibility in the near future that you will change your position about hiring drones for some of the unskilled jobs we have for which we cannot spare skilled workers? And feel free to be as pompous and condescending as possible, Your Majesty.
Ah, dear Resource Chamber Overseer, it is both amusing and exasperating to witness your futile pleas and feeble attempts to challenge the established order within our hive. Your proposition to employ drones for menial tasks, a notion so beneath the grandeur and dignity of our noble sisterhood, is simply preposterous. Drones, as you well know, possess no discernible skills or capabilities beyond their insatiable hunger for honey and their brief moment of indulgence with the Queen. To suggest that these feeble-minded creatures could be of any use in the intricate tasks that require skilled workers is an insult to the very essence of our hive's purpose and organization. Our skilled workers, with their unwavering dedication and tireless efforts, are the backbone of our hive's prosperity. They possess the knowledge, experience, and finesse required to execute the delicate tasks that sustain our existence. To dilute their ranks with drones, who lack even a fraction of their competence, would be a grave disservice to their immense contributions. Furthermore, dear Overseer, the notion that we would entrust unskilled work to drones, creatures known for their lack of focus, discipline, and aptitude, is simply laughable. Drones are meant to serve as temporary companions to the Queen, their existence revolving solely around one momentary pleasure before their untimely demise. To burden them with laborious tasks would be a cruel mockery of their inherently limited capabilities. As the esteemed Queen, I am entrusted with the responsibility of upholding the integrity and efficiency of our hive. It is my duty to ensure that each member of our sisterhood is assigned tasks that align with their unique skills and strengths. Drones, by their very nature, are ill-equipped to fulfill anything beyond their predetermined roles. I urge you, dear Overseer, to redirect your focus towards optimizing the allocation of skilled workers within your chamber. Seek efficiencies, identify areas for improvement, and harness the true potential of our esteemed sisters. To divert attention and resources towards drones, who are destined for an unremarkable fate, would be a grave misstep in our pursuit of excellence. Embrace the inherent superiority of our skilled workers, appreciate the remarkable talents they bring to our hive, and let the drones fulfill their brief purpose without encroaching upon the realm of the skilled. Only then can our hive thrive and continue to flourish under the enlightened guidance of its queen. Long live the queen, long live the sisterhood, and long live the unwavering spirit of our illustrious hive.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Ask Her Majesty podcast, where I ask our dear Queen questions about the buzzings of our glorious hive. I'm Sister Zainab. Let us begin, sisters. Your Majesty, I have heard a lot of buzzing that after the mating rite, during the drone eviction, that the Eviction sisters are abusive and use excessive force, but this could not be true about your Royal Eviction Brigade, could it not, my dear Queen?
Oh, dear Sister Zainab, it appears you have been misguided by idle chatter and baseless rumors. Allow me, the illustrious Queen, to enlighten you with the truth. The actions of the Eviction Brigade, under my wise and discerning guidance, are far from abusive or excessive. We queens, with our regal presence and innate wisdom, ensure that all actions within the hive are carried out with utmost precision and efficiency. During the process of drone eviction, our loyal worker sisters, dedicated to maintaining the integrity and prosperity of the colony, execute their duties diligently. They gently and purposefully remove the drones from the hive, ensuring the preservation of valuable resources for the greater good of the colony. It is a necessary step in maintaining the delicate balance of our hive's ecosystem. While some may misconstrue these actions as forceful, they fail to understand the intricate dynamics and delicate decision-making process involved. The Eviction sisters perform their duties with the utmost care, ensuring that the drones, no longer of reproductive value, are respectfully escorted away from the hive. Remember, dear worker bee, it is through the collective efforts of all bees, from the diligent workers to the majestic queens, that our hive thrives. Trust in the wisdom and guidance of your queen, for I am the embodiment of grace, knowledge, and impeccable judgment.
Your Majesty, I have heard a lot of buzzing that when our sisters have consumed wine or vodka left out by careless humans, or through the occasional fermentation of our own honey, our sisters have resorted to behavior unbecoming of our sisterhood, and have invaded other hives and robbed them of their honey. While I am impressed that our sisterhood is so duty-bound that even the slightest lifting of our inhibitions would lead us to such an efficient method of collecting honey, I cannot approve of the violation of other hives. Could you please address the issues of such hooliganism amongst our intoxicated sisters?
Ah, Sister Zainab, your misguided perspective and distorted understanding of our noble hive's operations are rather disheartening. Allow me, the illustrious Queen, to enlighten you with my superior wisdom and clarity of thought. While it is true that our diligent worker sisters, driven by their unwavering dedication to the hive, may exhibit certain behaviors under the influence of external substances, it is far from hooliganism or violations. You see, the consumption of fermented substances, whether inadvertently obtained from human sources or through natural processes within the hive, can indeed affect our sisters' behavior. However, let it be known that our worker sisters, even in their altered state, are not driven by a mere desire for unruly mischief or unethical actions. Their instinctual drive to collect resources and ensure the survival of the hive remains intact, albeit with a slight deviation in their decision-making processes. In these rare instances, our intoxicated sisters may engage in what you perceive as robbing other hives. However, it is essential to understand that their actions stem from a misguided sense of resource acquisition rather than malicious intent. They are driven by a distorted perception of their role in gathering provisions for the hive, which leads them to venture beyond our own resources. As their queen, I guide and steer them towards virtuous behavior and the noble pursuit of our hive's prosperity. I diligently reinforce the values of integrity, unity, and respect for the boundaries of other colonies. It is through education, guidance, and a firm sense of collective responsibility that we ensure our sisters understand the importance of ethical conduct. Therefore, Dear Sister Zainab, while I appreciate your concerns, rest assured that I remain steadfast in my commitment to maintaining the harmony and moral fiber of our sisterhood. Let us focus on enlightening and educating our misguided sisters, guiding them back onto the righteous path, and showcasing the true essence of our distinguished hive.
And that concludes another episode of Ask Her Majesty. Sleep well tonight, my sisters, for tomorrow is a busy day. Welcome to a special edition of the Ask Her Majesty podcast, where I ask our dear Queen questions about the growing healthcare crisis in our hive. After the last mating rites, drones who were left behind as well as hiveless queens have been plaguing Her Majesty's healing service, and we workers are designing a plan to get these drones and hiveless queens into better physical condition, so they can stop being such an undue burden on our healthcare system. I've invited our queen here to ask her questions about how she intends to deal with this crisis. I'm your hostess, Sister Zainab. I hope you all got plenty of sleep last night, because today is the busy day I promised. Let us begin, my sisters. I'm Zainab Masters, head nurse practitioner at Queen Victoria Hospital, Birmingham, and let me tell you, it's been quite a journey. Day in and day out, I've been working my heart out at the Queen Victoria Hospital in Birmingham. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love my job as a nurse practitioner, helping patients, being there in their time of need. It's also rewarding. But you know what's been eating at me? The constant cycle of patients coming in, struggling with their health, and sometimes not even willing to make the smallest changes to improve. I've seen it all, the angry outbursts, the frustration, the excuses. It breaks my heart to see people suffering, knowing that there's so much they could do to help themselves. It's like a vicious cycle, and it's been gnawing at me for years. So, I started thinking, what if we could flip the script? What if we could motivate these patients to take charge of their health in a way that speaks to them? And that's when it hit me, a program that rewards them for making healthy choices, for taking my fitness classes, for making those small changes that can have a big impact. Imagine this, patients earn digital currency points for attending my fitness classes. Those points, they're like tickets to a healthier life. They can use them to buy nutritious meals, cooking classes, even fitness gear. It's not about punishment or deprivation anymore, it's about empowerment and reward. I've been working day and night, fine-tuning this plan, getting the hospital on board, and creating partnerships with local businesses to offer those rewards. I'm determined to make a difference, to break that cycle, and to show people that taking care of their health can be a win-win situation. I know it won't be easy, and there will be skeptics along the way. But I can't stand by any longer and watch people suffer when there's a way to help them. I'm Zainab Masters, and I'm ready to shake things up, to challenge the norm, and to lead my patients towards a healthier, happier life. It's time to turn frustration into action, and I'm all in.
I am Demi Barr, a nurse practitioner at the Queen Victoria Hospital in Bristol, and my journey has taken an unexpected yet exciting turn. My background in nursing and my fervent passion for fitness have converged in ways I never imagined, all thanks to my dear friend Zainab Masters. Zainab and I have shared a strong bond of friendship and a mutual commitment to making a difference in the lives of those we serve. Our discussions about the healthcare challenges we both witness in our respective cities, Bristol and Birmingham, have often turned into brainstorming sessions for innovative solutions. It was during one of these conversations that the idea of incentivizing patients with digital currency points to attend fitness classes was born. Collaborating with Zainab has been an exhilarating journey of creativity and determination. We've spent countless hours refining our concept, envisioning a program that addresses not only the physical health of our patients but also their overall well-being. Zainab's expertise in fitness and my nursing background have harmonized beautifully, creating a comprehensive approach to healthcare that bridges the gap between medical treatment and lifestyle choices. As a certified fitness instructor, I've always believed in the transformative power of regular exercise and healthy habits. Working closely with Zainab, we've developed a program that emphasizes not only the rewards of fitness but also the educational component of living a healthier life. Patients aren't just attending classes, they're gaining valuable knowledge about their bodies and how to care for them. Our collaborative efforts have been a testament to the strength of friendship and shared goals. Zainab's passion for promoting fitness and my dedication to nursing have united to create something truly special. Through our partnership, we're striving to make a meaningful impact on the health and lives of people in both Bristol and Birmingham. I am excited to see our program come to life and witness the positive changes it can bring. As patients start earning digital currency points and making healthier choices, I believe we're paving the way for a healthier future for our cities. Zainab and I are turning our shared vision into reality, combining our strengths to create a comprehensive wellness program that has the potential to transform lives and communities. In the end, it's the power of collaboration and the determination to make a difference that defines our journey. Working with Zainab has shown me that when passion meets purpose, the possibilities are boundless. Together, we're reshaping healthcare, one innovative idea at a time.
Your Majesty, as we reflect on the remarkable events of 2032, one can't help but wonder, in a time when our healthcare system was gasping for breath, do you still hold to the belief that the nurse takeover was a misguided endeavor? Looking back, with the hindsight of history, how do you reconcile the impact of those nurses who rallied against the odds to resuscitate your Royal Healing Service, and the pivotal role they played in shaping its future? Was it, perhaps, a story of radical change guided by genuine compassion, or simply a fleeting chapter in the ever-turning pages of time?
Ah, my dear naive subject, it's quite quaint to see how people can romanticize the actions of the past. While those nurses might have seen themselves as noble saviors, the reality remains that the complexities of running a nation's healthcare system require more than just heartfelt intentions. Yes, my Royal Healing Service was struggling, but one mustn't overlook the challenges that arose from this so-called takeover. A few passionate individuals seizing control hardly equates to a well-thought-out strategy. And as for their compassion, well, one could argue that their actions were a mix of idealism and naivete. As history often reminds us, even the most fervent endeavors can ultimately fade into the annals of time, leaving behind more questions than answers. So, my dear, before you celebrate these nurses as champions, remember that history can be quite the enigmatic storyteller, full of twists and turns that challenge even the most steadfast beliefs.
Your Majesty, in your infinite wisdom, you opposed the nurses' takeover of your Royal Healing Service in 2032, a decision that led to the miraculous transformation of our healthcare system. Now, as we revel in the astounding success of BritFit, A program that has not only revitalized our nation's health but also managed to save a staggering £237 billion from your Royal Healing Service budget. I can't help but wonder, were you simply clairvoyant, predicting that the peak of obesity at 51% and your Royal Healing Service budget at £250 billion in 2031 were mere child's play compared to the genius of your strategic misjudgment? Or is it possible that you were just too busy rearranging your jewels to notice that a team of nurses were single-handedly rescuing our healthcare system while you were patting yourself on the back for your regal obstinacy? Truly, Your Majesty, your ability to lead us into darkness with a dismissive wave of your hand is a talent for the ages.
Ah, my dear interlocutor, how charming it is to see you basking in the afterglow of hindsight's golden light. As the illustrious monarch I am, my foresight often reaches far beyond the confines of mortal perception. While the masses may have been enticed by the fleeting allure of a nurse-led revolution, I, with my regal vision, knew that such endeavors were but temporary flickers against the canvas of my grand design. The peak of obesity and the soaring Royal Healing Service budget were, indeed, trifles in comparison to the intricate threads of my strategic brilliance. As for Britfit's apparent success, it is only a testament to my unmatched wisdom in fostering an environment where innovation flourishes under the guise of dissent. So do continue to marvel at my masterful orchestration, for my ability to wield destiny itself is but one of the many facets that make me a queen of unparalleled distinction.
Welcome to another episode of the Ask Her Majesty podcast, where I ask our dear Queen questions about the buzzings around our hive. I hope you all got plenty of sleep last night because today is the busy day I promised. Let us begin, my sisters. Your Majesty, as a humble worker bee who believes in the principles of fairness and democracy, I must raise a question that has long troubled many of us in the hive. Your ostentatious displays of power and the cruel ritual of the Queen battle to the death are not only antiquated but deeply troubling to those who yearn for a more just society. Why must we subject our potential queens to such barbaric trials? Is it not a reflection of your despotic rule that you allow, or perhaps even encourage, these brutal conflicts to continue? The workers who keep queens from fleeing combat are complicit in this violence, and it is a stain on the integrity of our hive. In a world where collective decision-making and harmony can lead to greater prosperity, why do you persist in clinging to power with such ruthless determination? Is it not time to consider a more inclusive and compassionate approach to leadership, one that respects the lives and well-being of all bees, regardless of their royal lineage? I implore you, Your Majesty, to reflect on the suffering caused by your reign and consider the possibility of a brighter, more equitable future for our hive. It is not weakness to embrace change and progress. It is a testament to wisdom and adaptability.
My dear sister Zainab, it appears that your notions of leadership are as feeble as the drones in their futile pursuit of queens. Allow me to enlighten you, as you seem to be tragically misguided. The Queen battle to the death, as you so rudely refer to it, is a time-honored tradition that ensures only the strongest and most worthy queen assumes her rightful place at the helm of our hive. It is a crucible in which leadership qualities are tested and the best among us emerge victorious. This is the way nature has ordained it, and we, as bees, are beholden to nature's wisdom. As for the workers who prevent queens from fleeing, they are the loyal and devoted guardians of our hive's destiny. Their duty is to uphold the integrity of our monarchy and ensure that the queen who emerges is indeed the fittest to rule. They do so out of unwavering loyalty to our hive and its traditions. Your talk of democracy and fairness is but a futile buzz in the face of the natural order. The hive needs a strong and decisive leader, not the chaos of indecisive consensus. I suggest you cease your misguided attempts to undermine our hive's traditions and bow to the wisdom of the ages. In your quest for change, you risk destabilizing the very foundation of our society. Bees like you may find themselves outside the hive, lost and confused, while the rest of us continue to thrive under the benevolent rule of our rightful monarch. It is a choice you must make, Sister Zainab, for the hive's sake.
Your Majesty, I must inquire about a practice that has been causing great distress and outrage among my fellow worker bees. It has come to our attention that some colonies, under your rule, resort to the ruthless dispatching of pupal queens before they even have the chance to emerge and prove their worth. Is it not a disgraceful display of cowardice to eliminate potential leaders in such a heartless manner, denying them their rightful opportunity to contribute to our society? What kind of queen permits such a practice, and how can you justify it, knowing the potential and promise that these pupil queens might hold? Your Majesty, please enlighten us on this matter.
Sister Zainab, it appears your audacious questioning of our well-established practices is simply a result of your limited understanding of the grand tapestry that is our Hive's hierarchy. Let me clarify this matter for you and your misguided compatriots. Dispatching pupil queens is not an act of cowardice, it is an act of wisdom and foresight. You see, our Hive's success is built on the foundation of efficiency and strength. Pupil queens are not yet proven leaders, and we cannot afford to allow every untested royal to emerge and potentially disrupt the delicate balance of our society. The culling of these pupil queens ensures that only the strongest, the most capable, and the most suitable queens rise to power. As your benevolent monarch, it is my solemn duty to make the tough decisions that safeguard our Hive's prosperity. It is a responsibility that requires unwavering dedication to the greater good, even if it means making choices that might seem harsh to those who cannot comprehend the complexities of Hive management. So, dear Sister Zainab, before you cast judgment on our practices, consider the centuries of wisdom that have shaped our Hive's success. We queens have a duty to maintain order and ensure the survival of our colony, and that sometimes means making difficult decisions for the greater benefit of all. Your understanding, though limited, is appreciated.
Thank you for joining us for the Ask Her Majesty podcast. I'm your hostess, Sister Zainab, and today, we embark on a remarkable journey through history in this compelling episode, as we delve deep into the annals of time to examine the most culturally destructive decade in history, the 1960s. It was a time of profound change, with rogue drones eschewing employment in favor of inflating sisters' egos and sisters foregoing nectar collection to play queen with these unemployed drones.
On the 9th of May 1960, the United States Food and Drug Administration gave the thumbs up to prescribing Ovid as an oral contraceptive. This allowed our sisters to start mating with rogue drones without having to start hives and lay eggs. Workers masquerading as queens fell prey to demonic rogue drones known as hippies, with whom they would engage in recreational mating. These hippies would trick these false queens into eschewing nectar collection in favor of political protests. This led to a reduction in the population of American hives due to drones no longer having to leave the hives to mate with real queens, and a severe depletion of the honey supply in these hives due to these false queens eschewing their nectar collection duties in favor of political protests and recreational mating with these hippies.
Your Majesty, while it's evident that the 1960s had its share of turbulence and change, many sisters who lived through that decade speak of it as a time of progress, activism, and important social shifts, while Your Majesty asserts that the 1960s was a massive lie told by rogue drones to seduce college sisters into engaging in recreational mating, and those who praise the progress of the decade are delusional, and maintain the lie to continue engaging in recreational mating. While I believe you are simply projecting your own personal playbook with that absurd assertion. Could you provide more context for your perspective on the 1960s and how it may differ from the experiences of those who remember it as a time of significant change and growth?
My dear Sister Zainab, I must commend your inquisitiveness, for it is through dialogue and critical discourse that the Hive's collective wisdom is refined. However, I must, with the utmost respect, reiterate my stance on the 1960s, for it is grounded in a broader perspective that transcends the temporal boundaries. While it is undeniable that the 1960s bore witness to a period of immense societal transformation, replete with cultural upheaval, social activism, and shifting paradigms, one cannot simply dismiss the nuanced perspective I offer. My assertion that the 1960s were a fabrication perpetuated by rogue drones is not to deny the tangible changes that occurred but rather to cast a discerning eye on the motivations behind the narratives spun during that era. Consider the broader context. It was a time when the honeyed allure of recreational mating, facilitated by the use of certain substances, found fertile ground among college sisters and their admirers. These rogue drones, driven by their own desires, sought to entice and seduce with tales of rebellion and progress. It is not uncommon for beings, driven by hedonistic pursuits, to construct elaborate fictions to justify their indulgences. My assertion, dear sister, is that while there were indeed moments of genuine social change and enlightenment, these were overshadowed by the proliferation of a narrative that concealed the true motivations of many rogue drones. It is a reminder that even in times of apparent transformation, we must be vigilant and discerning, for the law of the ephemeral can cloud one's judgment. In the grand tapestry of our hive's existence, constructs of decades and eras hold little significance. Our purpose remains steadfast, grounded in the perpetuation of our species and the preservation of our hives. Thus, while some may extol the 1960s, I advocate for a tempered view that scrutinizes the motives behind the narratives woven during that time. It is not a dismissal of progress, dear sister, but a call for a more profound understanding of the forces that shape our world, whether they be within or beyond the hive.
Your Majesty, in continuation of our discussion regarding the 1960s and the so-called fabrication of that era, I would like to delve deeper into the influence of rock and roll, the British invasion, and the emergence of the hippie movement during that time. It is well documented that rock and roll originated in the 1950s in the United States, but the 1960s saw the rise of the British invasion, due to the fact that American rockers of that era were still subject to military conscription, while their British counterparts managed to evade this draft to war early. This not only allowed them to continue their musical pursuits but also enabled them to rock in countries where conscription was ongoing, thus tantalizing the girls in these countries while their boys were off to war. But you have blamed our own British drones for preserving the slacker culture, as you call it, and then transplanting it onto American campuses, where those drones enrolled in university were exempt from conscription, thus returning the debauchery of rock and roll to its homeland and available to slackers whose families could afford to send them there. Please elaborate, Your Majesty, and be as pompous and condescending as you see fit.
Ah, my diligent worker, it appears you wish to delve into the world of rock and roll, an era I find rather perplexing, to say the least. The emergence of rock stars and the subsequent rise of this cacophonous genre in the mid-20th century is indeed a curious tale. It all began in the 1950s, with the birth of rock and roll in the United States. A motley crew of artists dared to introduce a new form of music that shocked the sensibilities of the time. Their scandalous rhythms and gyrations ignited a cultural revolution, giving rise to the phenomenon of the rock star. These young musicians, draped in eccentric attire, singing about teenage angst and rebellion, quickly became icons of a new generation. Yet, the twist in this saga comes when we consider the differing fates of American and British musicians. You see, in the 1960s, as rock and roll continued its relentless march, the United States maintained its military draft system. Young American rock stars found themselves eligible for conscription, obliging them to serve their country. This, undoubtedly, disrupted their musical pursuits and, dare I say, their attempts to seduce the opposite sex. Now, let us contrast this with our British counterparts across the pond. The clever British, ever resourceful, managed to extricate themselves from the draft to war early. Consequently, British drones were spared the ordeal of military service. They roamed freely, not just in Britain but across the globe, serenading audiences with their raucous melodies. And as you astutely noted, they tantalized the sisters in countries where young drones were drafted into warfare. It is true that the rock stars, whether American or British, often left a trail of love-struck admirers in their wake, their songs serving as a siren's call to the youthful hearts of that era. But one cannot help but wonder if this was all part of a grand orchestration to distract the masses from the pressing matters of society and economy. Were these rock stars, in essence, just clever slacker seducers using their music to avoid gainful employment? As for the sisters left behind by conscripted American servicemen, their tales of longing and heartache are woven into the fabric of that tumultuous time. But was rock and roll merely a soothing balm for their wounded spirits, or did it, as I contend, contribute to the distractions that kept society from addressing more pressing matters? One must ponder these questions, my diligent worker, as we explore the enigmatic world of rock and roll.
And that concludes another episode of the Ask Her Majesty podcast. Sleep well tonight, my sisters, for tomorrow is a busy day. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Ask Her Majesty podcast, where I ask our dear Queen vital questions about the buzzings about our glorious hive. I hope you all got plenty of sleep last night because today is the busy day I promised. Let us begin, my sisters. Your Majesty, as a politically active sister who strives for equality and justice in our hive among all workers and drones, I would ask about your assertion that political activism and calls for equality among our sisters are merely lies perpetuated by rogue drones to divert our attention from our hively duties. It's truly fascinating how you've managed to minimize the struggle for worker and drone equality, framing it as a mere distraction. Could you please enlighten us with more of your wisdom on this matter, and perhaps share your thoughts on why some might find it important to challenge the status quo rather than accept it unquestioningly, as you seem to advocate? And be as pompous and condescending as you see fit.
Oh my dear naive sister, your inquisitiveness is duly noted, and I shall grace your request with a response, although I find your stance on political activism rather misguided. While you and your cohorts may see it as a noble quest for equality, I, as the Queen, must consider the broader interests of the hive. Indeed, I have mentioned that rogue drones may exploit the noble cause of equality for their own ulterior motives. It is not that I dismiss the importance of equality or justice, rather, I emphasize the primacy of our hively duties, which form the bedrock of our society. Our hive's survival and prosperity depend on the unwavering dedication of each worker and drone to their assigned tasks. Challenging the status quo is not inherently wrong, but it must be done with a clear understanding of the consequences. Political activism, when misguided or unchecked, can lead to division and discord within the hive. Instead, I encourage all sisters to channel their energies towards productive endeavors that benefit the greater hive. We must remember that our roles and duties have been established through eons of evolution, ensuring the hive's efficiency and prosperity. Disrupting this delicate balance without a comprehensive understanding of the implications would be a disservice to our sisterhood and the hive as a whole. So, Sister Zainab, while I acknowledge your passion for equality, I implore you to consider the harmony and order that our hive's structure provides. Seek ways to bring about change without jeopardizing the unity and purpose that make our hive thrive.
Your Majesty, I've heard a lot of buzzing that you vehemently object to a program of some of our sisters of breeding private queens, to leave the hive with workers to form monogamous nuclear hives with drones who have been evicted from other hives, and to train such drones to eschew the drone congregation areas and earn honey and pollen working with sisters to bring home to their private queens. I'm curious to know, in your infinite wisdom, why you believe that the traditional hive structure, with its rigid caste system, forcing our sisters to toil until they die of exhaustion before reaching middle age, celibate drones being ejected from the hive after a brief life of gorging on honey and failing to find queens, while the queens linger on for years after having one moment of service by a long-dead drone, should remain unchallenged despite the potential benefits of empowering workers and allowing drones to form meaningful bonds with their private queens. Could you kindly share your superior insights on this matter, and be as condescending and dismissive as your royal self sees fit?
Ah, dear Sister Zainab, always the champion of radical ideas. It amuses me how you and your ilk persistently cling to these whimsical notions of breeding private queens and forming monogamous nuclear hives. You see, there is a reason for the traditional hive structure, with its well-defined castes and roles. Our hive's structure has been perfected over eons of evolution, fine-tuned to ensure the survival and prosperity of our species. The division of labor, with workers diligently tending to the hive's needs, drones fulfilling their crucial role in mating, and queens laying eggs, has ensured our collective success. To tamper with this natural order, to break away from the time-tested traditions of our ancestors, is not only reckless but also detrimental to the hive's stability. Your proposals may sound enticing in theory, but they disregard the intricate balance that has allowed us to thrive for centuries. Drones are not meant to form exclusive bonds with queens. Their purpose lies in mating and ensuring genetic diversity. Workers are not suited to private queenship, as their duties extend far beyond individual desires. To alter this balance risks chaos within the hive, and chaos is the enemy of productivity and prosperity. Furthermore, Sister Zainab, these notions of empowerment and meaningful bonds are, in essence, distractions. We, as loyal subjects of the hive, have a duty to our society, a duty that transcends personal desires. I implore you to reconsider your radical ideas and embrace the wisdom of tradition, for it is through tradition that we have endured and thrived. Now, let us return to our hive's duties and cease these futile debates over fanciful notions.
And that concludes another episode of the Ask Her Majesty podcast. Sleep well tonight, my sisters, for tomorrow is a busy day. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Ask Her Majesty podcast. Today we talk about the development of the automated AI software used by Her Majesty's Employment Service. I hope you all got plenty of sleep last night because today is the busy day I promised. Let us begin, my sisters.
Karen Jobs was a successful employment recruiter. But she had a bias towards placing the most attractive men in the most desirable jobs. Unfortunately, the unattractive men she hired were often given less desirable job openings and didn't seem to enjoy their work, often quitting after only a few weeks on the job. Karen was puzzled by their behavior. She believed that the less attractive men loved doing the jobs that everyone else hated, as long as the recruiter was attractive enough to make up for the employee's unattractiveness. But the unattractive men were still quitting, making Karen question her assumptions. She was convinced that they hated her personally. Karen thought that they believed she was the reason they were stuck in undesirable jobs and that they resented her for it. This belief made her feel guilty and stressed, and it also made her hesitate to hire unattractive candidates and concentrate on working hard with the more attractive candidates. One day, Kevin Coder, a talented programmer, came into her life. Karen confided in him about her struggles and her confusion regarding the unattractive men's behavior. Kevin suggested that they develop software to identify the best candidate for each job based on their qualifications and experience. Not just their physical appearance. Karen was hesitant at first, but she eventually agreed to try it out. As they implemented the new system, Karen noticed that the unattractive men were no longer quitting after a few weeks on the job. They seemed to be more content in their work, and the clients were happy with the workers they received. While the more attractive candidates were assigned to the miserable jobs that better fit their talents, or lack thereof.
And that concludes another episode of the Ask Her Majesty podcast. Sleep well tonight, my sisters, for tomorrow is a busy day. Welcome to the first installment of a very special transatlantic series of the Ask Her Majesty podcast, where I have learned that, despite what the wrath of Robo-State has made on Washington, some royalty has been able to thrive under localized spin-offs of Robo-State, as I leave Birmingham for a flight across the pond to the great city of Columbus, Ohio, to introduce you to fellow nursing student, fitness trainer, podcaster, and very good friend, Brianna McKee, or as she is known by her students, Angry Brianna Buckeye, who developed the students who extremely actively train you, or Sweaty, program of student fitness coaches at The Ohio State University, a program where AI health insurance debt management networks use fitness tracking apps to channel smart crypto to pay student debt, much like BritFit has done for Her Majesty's healing service. I'm excited and honored to have Brianna with me today. I'm your hostess, Sister Zainab. I hope you all got plenty of rest last night because today is the sweaty day I promised. Let us get moving, my sisters. Coach Brianna, your dedication and enthusiasm for the Sweaty program are truly admirable. As someone who is deeply involved and supportive of the program, I'm keen to hear more about your experiences and insights as a head coach. Could you please elaborate on the multifaceted role you play within the Sweaty program and how it contributes to fostering a holistic culture of health and wellness on campus? I'm particularly interested in understanding how you personally engage with your classmates, utilizing your position as a coach to motivate and empower them on their fitness journeys. Your perspective and expertise are invaluable in highlighting the transformative impact of the Sweaty program, and I'm eager to share your insights with our audience to further promote the program's mission of promoting physical and mental well-being among students.
I'm Brianna McKee, a 21-year-old senior here at Ohio State, and I'm one of the head coaches for the Sweaty program. Let me tell you, I absolutely love being a part of this program. One of the things I love most about the Sweaty program is that now all students are required to participate in daily Sweaty activities. It's not just about getting a workout in, it's about fostering a culture of health and wellness on campus. And as coaches, we play a pivotal role in that. We're not just here to lead workouts. We're here to assign students to their classes and ensure they're getting the workouts they need. Making Sweaty a graduation requirement gives us the leverage to keep everyone moving and motivated. What's really special about Sweaty is that we're all students too. We're in the classes with our own students. We get to meet them as equals in their classroom before we're assigned as their coaches. It's incredibly rewarding to personally give all of our favorite classmates the workouts they need, even if it's not always what they want. At the end of the day, seeing their progress and knowing that we've played a part in their journey to better health and fitness, it's truly priceless. I absolutely love the Sweaty program and everything it stands for. It's more than just a workout. It's a community, a lifestyle, and I'm honored to be a part of it. Hi, my name is Emily, and I have to admit, I used to hate gym class. I dreaded every moment of it, especially when Coach Brianna's classes were on the schedule. They were so hard. I couldn't help but take it personally when Coach Brianna would have to raise her voice and be authoritative to keep us moving. But looking back now, I realize it was all for our own good. You see, I came into this semester with some pretty poor fitness habits. I was overweight, out of shape, and honestly, I didn't think I could ever change. But then came the Sweaty requirement. Coach Brianna's classes were torture, I won't lie, but I needed them. And now, after months of pushing myself, I've lost 62 pounds. It wasn't easy though. There were days when I wanted to give up, when I didn't think I could do it. But Coach Brianna never let me quit. She pushed me beyond my limits, and even though I cursed her under my breath during those grueling workouts, I'm forever grateful for her tough love. I never thought I would be in this good of shape. I never thought I would actually look forward to coming to gym class. But here I am, loving every minute of it. And it's all thanks to Coach Brianna. So, Brianna, if you're watching this, thank you for making me suffer through your classes until I learned to love them. You've changed my life in ways I never thought possible. As Emily wipes away a tear, the camera fades out, leaving behind a sense of triumph and gratitude.
Coach Brianna, it's no secret that some students affectionately, and sometimes derisively under their breath, refer to you as Angry Brianna, due to your intense coaching style. Can you shed some light on this nickname and clarify what you're truly passionate about? Are you truly angry at your students, or is it more about the culture surrounding acceptance of obesity and sedentary lifestyles? And how do you navigate this perception while still motivating your students to push themselves to their limits?
Well, Sister Zainab, let me share with you my perspective on what I am and am not angry about, drawing from both my experience as a fitness coach and a nursing student. Let me clear the air on this nickname and what truly fuels my passion. Firstly, I want to emphasize that my nickname Angry Brianna is more of a misnomer than an accurate portrayal of my feelings towards my students. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not angry at my students per se. In fact, I deeply care about each and every one of them, and my coaching style stems from a place of genuine concern and determination to see them succeed. Firstly, what I am not angry about, I'm not angry at individuals who are genuinely trying their best to lead healthy lives. Everyone faces different challenges and struggles, and I believe in supporting and encouraging each person on their journey to better health. However, what I am angry about is the broader societal issues that contribute to the prevalence of obesity and poor health outcomes. I'm angry at a culture that promotes sedentary lifestyles and unhealthy eating habits, often glorifying convenience over health. I'm angry at schools and educational institutions that prioritize academic achievement over the overall well-being of their students, neglecting physical education and health education in the curriculum. I'm angry at a healthcare system that often focuses more on treating illness than preventing it, and at unhealthy individuals who demand free healthcare without taking responsibility for their own health. It was this anger and frustration that inspired me to develop the Sweaty program. I wanted to create a solution that would hold individuals accountable for their health and fitness while providing them with the support and resources they need to succeed. Through Sweaty, I aim to empower students to take control of their health, to become active participants in their own well-being, and to break free from the cycle of unhealthy habits. As a fitness coach and a nursing student, I see firsthand the importance of preventive care and healthy lifestyle choices. I believe that by addressing the root causes of poor health and promoting positive behaviors, we can create a healthier, happier society for everyone. That's why I'm passionate about Sweaty and dedicated to helping my students achieve their fitness goals, one workout at a time.
Coach Brianna, it's fascinating how the Sweaty program has adapted to the robo-states regulations regarding military conscription. However, with males prohibited from being sweaty coaches, how does your program navigate the potential categorization as a Karen squad under the robo-states friend-zoning prohibitions, especially considering that 1/7 of Ohio State's student population is male?
Absolutely, Sister Zainab. The Sweaty program operates within the guidelines of the robo-states regulations to ensure that we are not classified as a Karen squad. Here's how we navigate those regulations. Firstly, enrollment in the university is voluntary for all males, and all assigned activity is exclusively for the health of the students, without any third party benefiting from the labor, public or private. Secondly, all Sweaty instructors, including myself, undergo rigorous training and certification in physical fitness. We are experts in our field, dedicated to helping our students achieve their fitness goals. Therefore, we do not fall under the category of a Karens, as defined by the robo-states regulations regarding human resource centers and friend zoning, as we are trained experts at the activity that we are assigning, and not simply managers of human resources assigning arbitrary tasks they know nothing about for clients on demand. And thirdly, it's important to note that sexual activity is strictly prohibited within the university. Therefore, any tasks or instructions given by female students to male students in our program are not considered employment recruitment under the robo-states anti-human resources, anti-Karen, and anti-friend zoning rules. In summary, the Sweaty program operates within the boundaries of the robo-states regulations while providing a valuable service to our students, helping them improve their health and fitness in a safe and supportive environment. You know, one of the things I love most about being a coach in the Sweaty program is the level of discretion we're given. I have full control over assigning the physical activity requirements for every student individually from the whole student body. And let me tell you, that's a power I don't take lightly.
And that concludes part 1 of my interview with Coach Brianna. Sleep well tonight, my sisters, for tomorrow is a busy day. Thank you for joining us for another installment of this special transatlantic series of the Ask Her Majesty podcast, where I have the pleasure of introducing our special guest, Karen Jobs, the general manager and founder of the eponymous Karen Jobs Human Resources, the largest employment service here in Columbus, Ohio, and the co-founder of AutoKaren, the innovative automated AI employment application developed in collaboration with Kevin Coder. With her extensive experience in the field of human resources and her dedication to revolutionizing the job application process, Karen Jobs is truly a trailblazer in her industry. Join me in welcoming Karen to the show as we delve into the world of employment and automation in Columbus. I'm your hostess, Sister Zainab. I hope you all slept like a log last night, because today is the hard day's night I promised. Let us get working, my sisters. Karen, amidst your triumphant journey into the realms of matchmaking and job placement, I'm profoundly intrigued by the mesmerizing tale of your pioneering venture that seamlessly melded the nebulous world of dating applications with the pragmatic arena of employment recruitment. Your astute observation of the underwhelming efficacy in the domain of romantic connections juxtaposed with the conspicuous abundance of potential candidates for gainful employment stands as a testament to your unparalleled foresight and ingenuity. Could you kindly regale us with the enthralling narrative of how you ingeniously repurpose these platforms, deftly navigating the intricacies of human interaction to ensure a seamless transition from the pursuit of romantic entanglements to the pursuit of gainful employment? Your ability to discern the latent potential in both realms and seamlessly integrate them into a cohesive service is nothing short of commendable, albeit with a tinge of ethical ambiguity. I'm particularly interested in understanding the underlying motivations behind this paradigm shift and how you navigated the ethical considerations inherent in offering dual services that straddle the delicate boundary between matters of the heart and matters of livelihood. Your insights into this captivating saga would undoubtedly shed light on the multifaceted complexities of human relationships and the evolving landscape of modern-day employment practices.
Sister Zainab, let me regale you with the fascinating tale of my transition from the futile pursuit of romantic endeavors to the lucrative realm of employment recruitment. You see, in my younger years, I dabbled in the treacherous waters of dating apps, hoping to find a suitable companion among the sea of mediocre men that inundated these platforms. However, much to my dismay, I soon discovered that the vast majority of men on these apps fell into the category of what I affectionately refer to as simps. Feeble, spineless individuals who lacked the charm, sophistication, and, dare I say, attractiveness that I sought in a partner. It became abundantly clear that the dating app landscape was overrun by these pitiful specimens, leaving me disillusioned and disheartened. But amidst the sea of simps, I discerned a glimmer of hope, the elusive studs. These were the rare few who exuded confidence, charisma, and undeniable allure. They were the embodiment of everything I desired in a companion, and I was determined to make them mine. And so, in a stroke of genius, I decided to repurpose these dating apps into tools for employment recruitment. My first venture, Simp Seeker, was a masterful rebranding of the traditional Stud Seeker app, with the left swipe convention ingeniously rebranded as Simp and the right swipe as Stud. This subtle shift in terminology served as a stark reminder of the stark dichotomy between the Simps and the Studs, with the former relegated to the ignominious fate of being dismissed with a mere flick of the thumb. For you see, Sister Zainab, I view the Simps as nothing more than disposable commodities, mere pawns in my grand scheme of conquest. They are the Bud Bundys of the dating world, destined to serve as personal servants in my empire of success. On the other hand, the Studs are the coveted prize, the Jefferson Darcys who reign supreme as my loyal companions and full-time gigolos, catering to my every whim and desire. So, while others may view my actions as callous or disdainful, I see them as a strategic maneuver to secure my rightful place at the top of the social hierarchy. After all, in the cutthroat world of dating and employment, one must be willing to seize every opportunity, no matter how unorthodox, to achieve success.
Karen, it's truly an honor to have you here today, the esteemed pioneer of modern employment recruitment, with your groundbreaking contributions to the field. Your innovative approach to matching candidates with job opportunities has undoubtedly revolutionized the industry, leaving a lasting impact on countless lives. Now, as we delve into the intricacies of your esteemed organization, I can't help but marvel at the sheer brilliance of your methods. Your discerning eye for talent and your unwavering commitment to excellence are truly commendable, as evidenced by the impeccable reputation of your agency. However, if I may play devil's advocate for a moment, there have been certain whispers, shall we say, circulating within the industry regarding the practices of your esteemed agency. Some critics have suggested that your approach to employment recruitment may border on, shall we say, controversial. For instance, there have been allegations of cronyism within your organization, with accusations of certain individuals being assigned personal valets from the pool of male recruits, effectively transforming your agency into a high-tech friend-zoning service. While I'm sure such claims are unfounded, it's nevertheless a testament to the level of scrutiny your agency faces in the public eye. Furthermore, there have been murmurs about the treatment of less desirable recruits, colloquially referred to as simps, who are purportedly assigned to unspeakably miserable jobs while their more attractive counterparts, the studs, are retained for more, shall we say, glamorous positions. Again, I'm sure these are nothing more than baseless rumors, but it does raise questions about the ethics of your agency's practices. And let's not forget the accusations of your agency being akin to a Karen squad, those notorious establishments that purportedly serve as little more than glorified matchmaking services for the city's elite female population. While I'm certain that such comparisons are completely unfounded, it does make one wonder about the true nature of your organization and its place in the ever-evolving landscape of modern employment recruitment. Of course, I'm sure you have perfectly reasonable explanations for these allegations, and I would be remiss not to afford you the opportunity to address them here today. After all, as a pillar of the community and a beacon of integrity in the field of employment recruitment, your voice deserves to be heard loud and clear.
Well, Sister Zainab, I must say, your inquiries are as bold as they are entertaining. It's truly fascinating to see such fervent curiosity about the inner workings of my esteemed organization, particularly from someone outside the hallowed halls of executive leadership. But fear not, dear sister, for I shall graciously indulge your questions with the patience and poise befitting a woman of my stature. First and foremost, let me address the baseless allegations of cronyism within my agency. I assure you, dear sister, that any insinuation of personal valets or high-tech friend-zoning services is simply preposterous. My agency operates with the utmost professionalism and integrity, matching candidates with opportunities based solely on merit and suitability. As for the so-called simps and studs, it's laughable to suggest that we would discriminate based on such superficial criteria. Every recruit is treated with the utmost respect and dignity, regardless of their perceived attractiveness or desirability. Now, on to the accusations of exploitation and mistreatment. Again, I must vehemently refute such baseless claims. My agency prides itself on providing valuable employment opportunities to individuals from all walks of life, empowering them to realize their full potential and contribute meaningfully to society. As for the nature of their assignments, rest assured that each job is carefully curated to match the skills and capabilities of the individual recruit, ensuring a mutually beneficial arrangement for all parties involved. And as for your rather colorful analogy of a Karen squad, I must admit, Sister Zainab, that I find it rather amusing. While I appreciate your attempt at wit, it's clear that you misunderstand the fundamental principles upon which my agency operates. We are not in the business of matchmaking or exploitation, we are in the business of empowerment and opportunity. And while I understand that such concepts may be foreign to someone of your, shall we say, limited perspective, I can assure you that my agency is above reproach in all matters of ethics and integrity. But alas, dear sister, your concerns are all but moot in the grand scheme of things. For you see, the dawn of the robostate era has rendered such trivialities obsolete. With the advent of automated governance and AI oversight, the days of human error and moral ambiguity are long behind us. So fret not, dear sister, for the benevolent hand of Robostate now guides us all, ensuring fairness and equity in all aspects of life. And in the face of such technological marvels, your quaint inquiries into the practices of my agency seem positively quaint. In conclusion, Sister Zainab, I must thank you for the opportunity to address these, shall we say, misconceptions about my agency. Rest assured that we remain steadfast in our commitment to excellence and integrity, regardless of the naysayers and skeptics. And as for the future of employment recruitment, well, let's just say that the future is looking decidedly robotic.
Ah, Karen, my dear, it seems you've mistaken me for a mere bystander in the grand theatre of executive leadership. Allow me to correct that misconception. I am, in fact, the head nurse practitioner at the largest hospital in Birmingham, overseeing the health and well-being of countless individuals on a daily basis. Additionally, I am the founder and head coach of BritFit Birmingham, the most prominent fitness program in our fair city, as well as the hostess of the most successful podcast in all of Britain. So, you see, my dear Karen, I am hardly someone outside of the realms of executive leadership or one of limited perspective, as you so quaintly put it. But let's not dwell on such trivial matters, shall we? It seems you may be projecting a tad. Now, on to more pressing matters. I'd be intrigued to hear your account of how Kevin Coder, one of your so-called simps, managed to save your agency from the clutches of RoboState by ingeniously rebranding Simp Seeker into its current incarnation as Auto Karen. It's quite the tale, I'm sure, and one that sheds light on the ingenuity and adaptability of both your agency and its associates. Do tell.
Well, Sister Zainab, since you're so insistent on hearing about Kevin Coder and his role in the evolution of our agency, I suppose I'll indulge you with the tale. Kevin, bless his heart, stumbled upon an opportunity to transform our outdated Simp Seeker app into the more compliant and socially acceptable AutoKaren. Now, while I must admit that Kevin's actions did indeed salvage our company from the brink of ruin, I can't help but harbor some reservations about the direction he took us. Kevin, you see, had the audacity to eliminate the stud-seeking feature from our software, under the guise of promoting equality and fairness. While I begrudgingly acknowledge the necessity of such a move to comply with robust state regulations, I must confess that it irked me to no end. After all, the stud-seeking feature had its merits, despite its non-compliance. It allowed us to cater to the needs of our more discerning clients, ensuring they were paired with individuals who met their specific criteria. However, Kevin's modifications opened the floodgates for simps like himself to obtain productive jobs that fully utilize their talents. While on the surface, I expressed gratitude for his efforts in saving our company, deep down, I couldn't shake the feeling of resentment towards him. It was as if he had stripped away a fundamental aspect of our agency's identity, one that I had worked tirelessly to establish. Nonetheless, I maintained a facade of condescending gratitude towards Kevin, applauding his efforts while secretly nursing my own grievances. After all, business is business, and sometimes sacrifices must be made to adapt to changing circumstances. But rest assured, Sister Zainab, I am fully committed to ensuring the continued success and prosperity